Which of the following methods of selecting a strategy is consistent with risk averting behavior? If two strategies have the same expected profit, select the one with smaller standard deviation. Which of the following statements are true regarding Cobb-Douglas production function? AD. It is long period production function. Output elasticities with respect to factors are constant. Various combinations that a consumer can purchase. 3 number budget line or various combination of two commodities providing equal satisfaction to consumer. 2 number indefined curve, a set of indefined curves. 1 number indefined map or point of tangency of a budget line on an indefined curve. 4 number consumers equilibrium. Under non-cooperative games, it is essential to understand one's opponent's point of view and to deduce his likely responses accordingly. What price will be charged under monopoly OE, which is the socially efficient level of production OX square? Deadweight loss is represented by the area of BAC. The inconsistency of which one of the following criteria is labeled as Skidovsky paradox, Kaldor-Hicks criterion, Pareto's marginal condition for efficiency in composition of output product mix requires MRTP XY equal to MRS AXY equal to MRS BXY. The firms are competitive and profit maximizing. The demand curve for labor is determined by the value of marginal product of labor. General equilibrium analysis determines prices and quantities in all markets simultaneously and explicitly takes feedback effect into account. Why do individuals act in riskier ways after being insured? Due to the problem of moral hazard. What is the value of tax multiplied delta y by delta t minus 4? What is the level of equilibrium income y? 600. What is the value of the government expenditure multiplied delta y by delta g? 5. ICICI 3 number 1955, IRBI 1 number 1971 or IFCI 4 number 1948 or IDBI 2 number 1964. During a depression, which of the following policy instruments should be used? Taxes are kept unchanged and public expenditure is increased. Assume that an economy begins in macroeconomic equilibrium, then taxes are significantly decreased. As a result of this change, there is expansion and inflation in the economy. Who among the following is not associated with the endogenous growth theory? Robert Solow. A foreign exchange risk involves the transaction exposure, the accounting exposure, and the economic exposure. Which of the following is an example of a public good? National defense. Which one of the following is not the method of debt redemption? Repudiation. In J. Robinson's growth model, capital accumulation depends on profit wage relation and labor productivity. Liquidity approach is also known by the name Radcliffe approach. Calculate the rate of effective protection by using the formula G equal to T minus A T T T by 1 minus A1 T minus A1 T1 by 1 minus A1. If G equal to 0.3, A2 equal to 0.8 and T1 equal to 0, then the value of T is theory of big push. 3 number Rosenstein-Rodan warranted rate of growth. 4 number R.F. Herod social dualism. 1 number J.H. Boeck or endogenous growth theory. 2 number Paul Romer. Which of the following is not the function of a capital market? Providing better returns to direct investors. Direct credit programs introduced purpose-oriented credit. Which of the following factor is not the cause for market failure? Lack of demand. According to Marshall Lerner condition for the foreign exchange market to be stable, the sum of the elasticities of demand for imports and the demand for exports should be more than 1. The commodity or net barter terms of trade are represented by the formula price index of exports by price index of imports into 100. Which one of the following item is included in the capital account of the balance of payment of a country commercial borrowings? By financial crowding out, economists mean government borrowings drive up interest rate, which is not the main objective of credit control, promoting economic welfare. The excess supply of a commodity above the no trade equilibrium price gives one nation its export supply of the commodity. The concept of fiscal deficit implies which of the following: revenue, receipts, and recovery of loans and other receipts minus total expenditure. The provision under the membership clause of the IMF is that any country can become a member if the country is willing to be a member of the World Bank and willing to pay subscription. Vertical equity in taxation means that people in different income groups should be taxed differently. A tax is said to be direct when impact and incidence fall upon the same person. The pillars of the Asia Pacific Economic Cooperation APEC are ABC. A, B, and C number: trade and investment liberalization, business facilitation, and economic and technical cooperation. External drains leave which type of impact on a commercial bank? Lowers the reserves of bank. During recession, which of the following measures is initiated? Cutting taxes and boosting government spending. An increase in money supply will increase the demand for goods and services by lowering the interest rate so that investment spending increases. The liquidity aggregates are classified as L1, L2, and L3. An increase in fiscal spending leads to which one of the following growth model takes technology as exogenous variable? Solo model. As income falls, consumption declines but proportionately less than the decrease in income because the consumer desires to sustain previous standard of living. This is called ratchet effect. The rational expectations hypothesis suggests that the forecast that people make concerning future inflation rates are correct on an average but are subject to errors that are distributed randomly, under which system the central bank is authorized by law to issue a fixed amount of notes against government securities, and any excess is to be fully backed by gold, silver, fixed fiduciary system. In the balance of payment account, the transfer payment are included in which one of the following? Current account. Emerging growth is the term given by Jagdish Bhagwati. According to Marxian analysis, the surplus value depends upon surplus and necessary labor time. Which of the following is not part of Wiseman and Peacock hypothesis? Taxation effect. In efficiency wage model, the real wage is said to maximize the efficiency of worker per rupee of real wage received. Acceler- Accelerator and multiplier interaction 2 number, the 3 number Paul Samuelson. Cambridge approach 4 number Alfred Marshall and A.C. Pigou. Life cycle hypothesis 1 number Modigliani, Endo and Bamberg. Efficiency wage model 2 number 2 number Akerlof and Yellen. Which one of the following does not determine the amount of years of schooling demanded by an individual to qualify for modern job? Expansion of healthcare infrastructure in urban sector. A toll tax is a tax based on which of the following? The benefit principle. Which consideration a commercial bank does not keep in mind to manage its assets and liabilities? Equity. Which one is not exempt of inequality of measures? Principle of equity. The long-term chronic unemployment arising from an imbalance between the skills and other characteristics of workers in the market and the need of employers is known as structural unemployment. From the table, calculate the estimates of poverty gap ratio PGR for state A and state B and select the correct option. State A 0.0133, state B 0.119. Estimate of headcount ratio in state A and state B are: state A 0.375, state B 0.375. From the table, calculate the estimates of square poverty gap ratio SPGR and then show that the SPGR in state A is lower than that in state B. The hedonic price method measures the value of environmental assets through using linkages between variations of in-house prices. Under TRIPS, protection for copyright is for 50 years after death of the author. World Environment Day, 2 number 5th June. World Wildlife Day, 3 number 3rd March. World Water Day, 4 number 22nd March. World Population Day, 1 number 11th July. Skewness, 4 number lack of symmetry. Variance, 1 number dispersion or earthquake. 2 number random variation or F test. 3 number ratio of variances. Multiplicative decomposition model is used to deseasonalize the time series data. Who propounded optimum theory of population canon? A linear programming problem can be solved by using simplex method. National food security law covers 75% of rural population. Market failure occurs in case of most of the environmental goods because environmental goods are non-rival and non-excludable in consumption. In a binomial distribution, the probability of x successes in n trials in any order is given by px equal to n cx px into qn minus x. A simultaneous equation model is exactly identified if unique numerical values of structural parameters can be obtained. The cost function of a monopolist is C equal to 40 plus 12x. Write his demand function as P equal to 60 minus 3x. What is his profit maximizing output level? 8. Which of the following is not correct with reference to the service sector of Indian economy? Service sector has the largest share in employment. Second National Commission on Labor has recommended a three-tier system including Lok Adalats, labor courts, and labor relations commissions. Standard error SE of sample mean x bar in random sampling from an infinite population or in random sampling with replacement is given by AC equal to sigma by root n, where sigma is the population standard deviation. Assertion A. The share of the non-commodity sector in the national income has been increasing in India. Regional industry and agriculture have been growing at a relatively slower pace in India. Both A and R are true and R explains A. When the null hypothesis is there as an equality, the level of significance is the probability of making type 1 error. Education as investment in human resources plays an important role among the factors which contribute to economic growth. This statement was given by Education Commission 1966. If AR equal to 15 and MR equal to 5, the price elasticity of demand is 1.5. So Gauss Markov 4 number blue BLUE or coefficient of determination 1 number R square H0 is to B2 equal to 0, H1 is to B2 equal to 70. 2 number one sided test or heteroscedasticity হচ্ছে গিয়ে 3 number Goldfeld quant test. The correct relationship among arithmetic mean AM, geometric mean GM, and harmonic mean HM is GM square equal to HM into AM. For a moderately skewed distribution, the value of mode is 10 and value of median is 20, then the mean is 25. In 2011, the proportion of urban population was more than 40% in the state of Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Maharashtra, Gujarat. Thomas Doubleday 3 number diet theory Thomas Sadler 1 number destiny theory Levenstein 4 number motivation theory of population growth Harvard Spencer 2 number biological theory. If a equal to 6 5 5 3 minus 11 minus 5 3 minus 5 minus 2, then a is equal to 27. Applying OLS to simultaneous equations results in the parameters being biased and inconsistent. In a two variable x and y regression analysis, the regression coefficient are bxy equal to 0.6 and byx equal to 0.8. If y is dependent variable and x is independent variable, what is the percentage of variations in y explained by x? 48%. What is the equation of correlated birth rate? Correlated birth rate equal to registered birth on 1 year plus possible birth by mid-year population into 1000. Difference equation is concerned with discrete changes. Under some conditions, it makes no difference to efficiency whether the polluter has a right to pollute or the victim has a right to clean air. This statement is related to the work of Archos. The RBI made Indian rupee fully convertible in current account transactions related to goods and services in the year 1994. In an open economy, a input-output model, the viability is examined by Hawkins-Simon conditions. Which of the following is not part of the PM Kisan Samman Nidhi scheme as announced on 1/2/2019? The scheme will be applicable from 1st April 2019. The IRR is the discount rate that equates the project NPV to 0 and benefit cost ratio to 1. Which of the following item completes the live table? 53.89. Which of the following is not an instrument of capital market with special reference to India? Commercial paper. Which age structure is important for demographic dividend? 15 to 59.